Hello everybody, my name is Rainer and this is my channel Rainier Books. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a prediction video for the Booker Prize of 2020. Now, without further ado, I would say let's get started. The mask that I was wearing is actually a Swedish mask, and it is from a company called Fröken Söt, which means Miss Sweet, and it's here on Södermalm in Stockholm in the center of Stockholm. Let's get started. The Booker Prize of 2020 is being handed over on Thursday in the next week. Who's going to win it? I give you my best prediction that I can. In contrast to the Scotiabank Giller Prize, in contrast to the National Book Award in Canada and the United States, the Booker Prize has 6 titles on the shortlist. 6 titles from 6 different authors, of course. And those are The New Wilderness by Diane Cook, This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangarembga, Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi, The Shadow King by Maaza Mangiste, Shogi Bane by Stuart, and Real Life by Brandon Taylor. If you look at these lists, you have 4 novels written by women and 2 novels written by men. You have novels by black authors like This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangarembga, The Shadow King by Maaza Mangiste, and Real Life by Brandon Taylor. You have an Indian American connection in Burnt Sugar with Avni Doshi. And you have 2 white authors in Diane Cook for The New Wilderness and in Stuart for Shogi Bane. So it's a diverse list. It's also a list with very different topics. And who is going to make this? What do you think? What is your prediction? Please write it in the comments down below. If you have a great prediction for Thursday, who is going to win the Booker Prize of 2020? Last year, as you might remember, as you probably will remember, the Booker Prize of 2019 was shared between 2 women authors by Margaret Atwood for her sequel to Handmaid's Tale called The Testaments. And the other winner, the big winner actually was, I think, Bernardine Evaristo for her amazing, beautiful book, Girl, Woman, Other. So, are we in for a man this year? What do you think? The New Wilderness by Diane Cook is a book about a mother-daughter relationship from the United States in a post-apocalyptic world where some people try to survive in a new wilderness with certain rules, and this mother and daughter are going there, and their relationship is in the middle. It's about a dystopia in an afterworld. It's not my piece of cake, actually. I really don't like to read this kind of books. I'm not so interested. This Mournable Body by Tsitsi Dangarembga is the 3rd part in a sequel. The final part of a trilogy with the Zimbabwean character Tambudzai, who was depicted in 2 earlier novels that Tsitsi Dangarembga has written over the course of more than 20 years. And I picked it up. It is written in the 2nd person singular, which makes it, for me at least, extremely difficult to read. But that doesn't mean it cannot win, because I think that, honestly, 2 years ago, the winner, Anna Burns from Northern Ireland with Milkman, is very difficult to read. So this Mournable Body is not my piece of cake either. I tried to read it. I didn't get through. I want to, once in a time, when I have the time, maybe next year, I will give the trilogy another attempt, another try to read myself from the first to the last book. That's what many people did. And like Kieran from KD Books, the Booker Boy. Is he still the Booker Boy? I don't know. Anyway, he is the one who read all of the long-listed books, and I'm very curious for his prediction. The next book that is, to me, one of the favorites is Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi. I have that book both as an Audible book and as a Kindle, as an electronic book, and I started reading the electronic book. I started listening to the audio, and I really like the sujet. Many people don't like it, but this is about a mother-daughter relationship, like The New Wilderness, but in a totally different way, because this is about a daughter and her mother that the daughter has experienced as very cruel during her upbringing, a very how do you say, very picky mother, a very difficult mother. And now, when the old lady gets Alzheimer's, the daughter is sort of taking revenge a little bit on her mother. And I don't know actually how it goes in the end, but this is sort of the beginning point of that novel. And I really was drawn into that. Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi. I also like the style she has written it. It's a debut novel from Avni Doshi. The Shadow King by Maaza Mangiste is about the invasion of Ethiopia in 1935 by fascist Italian troops of the great leader Il Duce Benito Mussolini, and it's about the war and about women whose stories has not been written yet. And Maaza Mangiste tries to do that in her novel The Shadow King, that many of you here on BookTube have reviewed quite positively, but without greater enthusiasm. So The Shadow King is right in the middle of my my predictions for Thursday. I don't think it will win. Then we have the only book that is on the shortlist, that's almost historic, on the shortlist of both the Booker Prize and the National Book Award. And that is only with two different covers in the United States and in the United Kingdom. This is Douglas Stuart and Shogi Bane. Douglas Stuart, Shogi Bane. Look at this amazing, amazing cover. And this is a novel about a little boy, Howie Bain. They call him Shuggie. He's growing up in the 1980s in Glasgow in a very poor area. His mother Agnes, the mother-son relationship plays a very important role in this book that is written very conventionally, very conventional narrative, but very rich in depicting the surroundings of Glasgow, the drugs, the violence, and also the deprived city of Glasgow, which was one of the poorest and one of the most violent cities in the whole United Kingdom for many, many years, and especially in the 1980s. This is Shogi Bane by Douglas Stuart. Shogi Bane also has a gay link to it because Shuggie is also discovering his sexuality, his queerness. And the last novel is all about that. This is Real Life by Brandon Taylor from the United States, about a young black gay man who is studying science at a Midwestern university. And it's about his weekend in this area of the university. His father has died and he doesn't tell his friends, because there's the relationships between the study companions, the study associates, the study comrades is in the center of this book. A lot of relationships, a lot of aggression, a lot of also hidden racism in that book. It's a book that I did not finish. I did not like Real Life at all. I read about 100 pages and then I said, nope, this is not for me. So who's the winner of the Booker Prize? Katie, huh? Kieran? I hope that you come to the same conclusion, because I know the winner of the Booker Prize on Thursday, and this is... Ladies and gentlemen, the Booker Prize of 2020 goes to... Douglas Stuart for Shogi Bane. This is my prediction for Thursday. Shogi Bane is going to get the Booker Prize because this is, I think, the most interesting narrative. I was a little bit disappointed with the Booker Prize. I told you when the long list came that it was not my piece of cake. It was not my favorite dish. I like the list of the National Book Award much more in its diversity and also in its content. And this almost the same with the Scotiabank Gala Prize in Canada. I wasn't a big fan, but I think of all the novels, when I can take a conclusion, I would give that award to Shogi Bane by Douglas Stuart. This was my prediction. Let's see how it goes. Write a comment down below what you think of it, and if you are a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for returning to my channel. It's a pleasure to have you here. And if you are watching for the first time, please subscribe to this amazing channel, because there's much more to come and you get notified for free if you sign up. Thank you very much. Wear a mask as I did in the beginning of this video. Keep socially distancing and we'll get through this pandemic, and maybe we'll see each other next year somewhere around the world. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Bye-bye.